I'm Marissa.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Delaney, and we're the Royal Trilogies. And today we're going to be doing the YA Author Superlative Challenge. So, we gave ourselves superlatives, and we're going to tell you guys what our vote was for each author.
Okay, so our first superlative today, this is the start of a two-parter, and it's class clown, meaning the funniest author in general, not relating to anything they've written, and Delaney's going to do that one.
My vote for author class clown is Jesse Andrews, because we went to Y'all Fest in 2017, and he is hilarious. He was in a panel for Page to Screen, and I couldn't stop laughing the whole time.
I mean, also, you forgot to tell me, but I could have brought out my amazing Mun Mun poster.
Oh, Mun Mun. It's so weird.
Mun Mun, has anyone read Mun Mun?
No.
I have a signed poster of Mun Mun, and I don't understand it at all.
I've read the synopsis of the book, and I still don't understand it. Okay.
Okay.
Jesse Andrews, class clown goes to you.
Alright, next is the second part of Class Clown, which is Kristen's, and it's the author who writes the funniest books.
Okay, so my vote for class clown writing the funniest books would be Ginny B. Jones. Not related to Junie B. Jones if you read those books when you were younger, but
Oh.
I think not related. I promise.
Find this book.
But she honestly writes the funniest books. There's one particular series called the Charmed Life series that I absolutely loved. It was my favorite book series when I was in high school, and it's about a girl who goes on different detective like trips and everything like that. Like, she's kind of a detective similar to Nancy Drew, I want to say, but honestly it wasn't the actual story. It was just the sass and the wittiness of the main character Bella that got me every time. I've never laughed so hard in a series of books before. She is just so freaking hilarious. So that would be my vote.
Never even heard of that, but I'm gonna check it out.
I'm there for that sass.
Yeah. So next is most changed, for an author who has changed their genre or writing style the most. To be honest, I struggled on this. Think about authors and they just write the same genre forever. So I went with Stephanie Perkins, who wrote the Anna and the French Kiss series. I hated Anna and the French Kiss. It's like my least favorite book of all time, but that's for another day. But this past year, she came out with a book called There's Someone Inside Your House.
Yeah.
And it's like a slasher, and they're making a movie about it, a slasher.
They're making a
Wow.
movie about it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty cool because she went from contemporary romance to slasher. So
That's
I'm giving her that.
Little bit of a stretch, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So next we have most likely to succeed, and this is the most promising new author by Delaney.
So, I think my answer for this one is kind of obvious. I chose Tomi DiMeo, and she released her first book, Children of Blood and Bone, this year, and I read it, and it was so good. We heard Tomi speak too at Y'all Fest, and her talking about her inspiration for this book coming from Avatar was enough to make me super hyped to read it. And it was really worth it, and I love the book, and I can't wait for the next book in the series and the movie.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
many good movie adaptations coming out, or we hope they're good, you know?
We hope they're coming out. You know,
And we hope they're
that's true.
coming out.
but
But I'm giving it to Tomi because she was precious, and I really love Children
Yeah.
of Blood and Bone.
everyone loves her. She's got great things coming.
Oh yeah.
So now we have Biggest Flirt, the best writer of romance by Kristen.
Alright, so for those of you who don't really know me, sometimes I don't come across as wanting to read romance novels, so it's kind of like a little bit weird for me to want to do this one, but I fell in love with an author last year, Casey West, and her novels are so good. They're definitely romantic. I mean, once you kind of get a feel for the characters, it can be predictable that they're probably going to end up together, but the way that she writes it makes you think that it's not going to work out at first, and so I think that that's really what makes her romance novels so good, is because even though it can look like it's predictable, she has so many twists and turns in the novel that makes you wonder if they're actually going to end up together. But they obviously will. So if you haven't read any romance novels by her, I highly recommend it.
Great. You know, I'm still on my TBR, Casey West. One day I'm coming for you. So I have cutest couple, the best collaborators. Also, I struggled on this. I ended up going with Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, who wrote the Illuminating series, which I really like that series, and I love when people collaborate because I can never tell like what was written by who.
Yeah.
It's just so seamless, and those books are just really, they're great. They're told in a weird format, but it's like people have described it as reading a movie, which I think is interesting.
Those books are good.
So that's why I went with them.
There's a couple good ones that could have gone for that one.
I wanted
Christina Lauren.
yeah.
The My Lady Jane girls.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them. I was
Oh.
gonna pick them, but it didn't count as a
Oh.
couple. They're a trio.
Gotcha.
And I've never read Christina Lauren. And also some of their books are a bit scandalous.
True.
Okay, most creative. They write the weirdest but most fun books.
Those are the
By
best kind.
Delaney.
Okay, so my vote for this one is going to an author I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading The Epic Crush of Jeannie Lo by FCE, and I love this book so freaking much. I've never smiled so much reading a book, and every paragraph has like a great one-liner. It's so witty. The main character, Jeannie, she's got this dry humor that I'm pretty sure FCE probably has in real life, and it's
He so does.
it's great. I love this book so much, and it's based on like the Chinese zodiac here, so that's like a really interesting twist to the story. Following Jeannie as she discovers more about herself and what she's capable of, and her and Quentin they bat off of each other, and it's so funny. I love their dialogue. So FCE, I'm giving it to you.
Okay, most likely to cheer you up. This is an author who writes instant mood boosters by Kristen.
Oh, mood boosters.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wait, what did you think it was?
It's like cool sad.
Cheer you up.
I thought it was tear you up.
Oh. That would have been disturbed. Okay, cheer you up.
That's better. Okay.
Well, this author that I'm about to say does not cheer you up. I hope not, but it does cheer me up. It's a kind of a classic author, J.K. Rowling of the Harry Potter series. I absolutely love Harry Potter with my whole life. I really do. But I would say that anytime that I was kind of stressed or in a bad mood or anything like that, sometimes I would just start reading the Harry Potter books and I would just instantly feel better. I mean, she talks about different types of magic, she talks about the friendship between Harry and his friends, and it really does lift my mood just to kind of read about his adventures. And I mean, there are some scenes that can kind of cheer you up a little bit, but for the most part, it really does boost my mood.
Alright.
Finished our Harry Potter discussion.
Yeah.
We could talk for days about Harry Potter.
Yeah, I could literally just spend probably maybe a month talking about Harry Potter.
A month straight, no stop.
I really yeah.
On the other side, some of my worst memories are associated with Harry Potter. Ooh.
It's a strong divide here.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, the last of my superlatives is most ambitious, which is the best creator of interesting and complex worlds. So I went with Erica Johansson, who wrote the Queen of the Tearling series, because this world it's set in seems deceptively simple. It's just a traditional Middle Ages kingdom, but as you get through the series, you realize that it's exactly not what it is. But I don't want to spoil anything, but it's crazy. There's like time travel and weird stuff, and it's great. And then you go back to the first book, and you're like, how did I not see this?
I love time travel books.
It's anyway, we don't want to get too into it. I don't know how to describe it. It's that complex. So yeah. Now we're all going to go through and say our best all around, who is our favorite all-time author.
Okay, My favorite author is. I'm gonna do drum roll. Do we want to do drum roll?
Yeah, edit one in.
What? Edit one in?
Yeah.
I can edit one in. Okay. My favorite all-time author is Maggie Stiefvater because I started reading her books in middle school. I read the Shiver trilogy, and well, I guess it's 4 books now. But anyways, I read the Shiver series when I was in middle school, and I absolutely loved them, like so much. And then when I was in high school, I read The Raven Cycle, and those are some of my all-time favorite books ever. And I've gotten to meet Maggie, and she's super sweet, and my book I got signed is like a treasure, and it's like sitting on my bookshelf in my room, and I just gaze at it sometimes, and I'm like, that really happened. And I really love All the Crooked Saints too, so everything she writes is just so good, and I love the mythology and the history she can add into her books, and her characters and her writing. They're just so rhythmic, and you fall in love with it. I love her series so much. So my vote goes to Maggie Stiefvater.
Alright, so my favorite all-time author would probably have to be Rick Riordan. I think that's how you say his name. I would have to say that because I started reading Percy Jackson, The Olympians when I was in middle school, and I absolutely love those books. I'd always been obsessed with mythology and everything like that, so learning about the different gods and goddesses and talking about like demigods, like I just crave that stuff so much. I love it so much. But I would have to say that would probably be my favorite author because he writes things with sass in it. There's also a little bit of romance as well. I believe that Annabeth is my spirit animal. But I just have always loved that series. I continued it all the way through high school too because he has like different series based off of Percy Jackson and another completely different series which I wasn't as big of a fan of, but once I just started following like Percy and his journey, that was the series that I really liked. So
Was it the Kane Chronicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like Kane's Chronicles was okay, but I personally just liked Percy's journey.
Oh yeah.
But I would say that would be my all-time favorite author.
I would just like to say, I think this is really interesting. I have never read either Maggie Stiefvater or Rick Riordan, so it just shows
They're amazing.
diverse.
You really need to. They're both awesome.
I probably won't. No, actually, I own a ebook of the Scorpio race.
Oh yeah.
Which I've never read.
Mm-hmm.
You need to read that.
I'll get around to it someday. Okay, so my favorite author for years now is Pierce Brown, who wrote Red Rising. I don't know why I love it so much. I remember reading a review in high school and it was like, this is insane. And I was like, yes. And so I picked it up and it is insane and I love it. And it's dark and fun at the same time. Which
Like you.
Yeah, like me. There's like sarcasm and death at once, which was great. I don't know if there's been a more exciting day in my life than I won a prize from Pierce Brown's newsletter.
Oh,
I
wow.
won some art prints and I was like, I just have never been happier. I can't explain my love. It's just, it's the only book series I've been like obsessed with. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that you will subscribe to us and that you will comment below different authors that you think would be perfect for your own superlatives.
Bye.
Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee.